All right, on line 7, Patrick Swayze is on the phone. Patrick?
Yeah.
How are you, sir?
Okay, how you doing?
Well, we're fine. We had scheduled a call from you to deal with the Paris skydiving accident, or plane crash, we should say. It wasn't a skydiving accident. And we wanted to reschedule that at another time, more suited for that. And you still wanted to come on the air, and we appreciate that.
Well, am I on the air now?
Yes, you are.
Oh, let me pick up the phone. I'm on a speakerphone. I probably sound like I'm in a barrel. Hey.
Hey.
Now, you probably, like the rest of us, Patrick, have been monitoring via television and radio exactly what is happening.
I was actually, spending a little time doing coffee intravenously to try to get my brain together because I couldn't pull myself away from the TV all last night.
It's hard to, and the night before, we've sit here with no sleep. It's hard to. You try to turn it off, and you have to go back right to it.
Yeah.
What is your feeling? I mean, we know how we feel and how odd this is, but what kind of feeling does this leave you with?
Well, it sort of hits me. I kept thinking, well, what will I say about this stuff that's going on? Because I've got very specific opinions, but who cares about Mr. Movie Star's opinion? It's just, well, it blows me away. I absolutely understand it, and I think anyone else could understand it when it was still associated with Rodney King.
Right.
But when it's turned into this Lord of the Flies pagan primal dance around a bonfire, and when you see the guys go from anger about Rodney King to joyousness and smiles and liquor bottles in their hands, having a good time, it turns that around for you a little bit. And the thing that I was fearing, which I smelled, would happen, I'm just hoping they don't use daylight and no curfew as an opportunity for more ignorance. But it's amazing to me. It started in a good way. That the scary thing is how many citizens are going to sit in their houses under a curfew, living in fear as victims. And when they're sitting there watching on TV, consistently, places being looted and no cops there. Pretty soon then you're going to have citizens arming themselves, and that's when you're really going to get a bloodbath.
Well, as Brian,
I mean, every citizen in my area, because this is where Rodney King was beaten up. Every citizen in my area that I talk to, neighbors and everybody, have definitely pulled their guns out of their closet and are armed and ready. But nobody, thank God, nobody's being stupid enough to go out on the streets and do something about it. And they're just staying there. If somebody messes with their home or their family, they'll do something about it.
Well, as Brian mentioned earlier, we had a fairly upbeat feeling on the program earlier today because it was a fairly calm night. The curfew seemed to have worked to a degree, but now, some 15, 20 minutes ago, one of the LAPD officers were shot and down. And so now what was fires and looting has turned to gunfire, at least in this one isolated incident.
Well, these guys got to understand that they're messing with a lot of people's lives now. And see, before it was an emotional thing. Now they've gotten organized. They turned to a damn guerrilla warfare little group, and they're going to be come down on real hard. But not only by police, National Guard, but citizens.
Let us ask you as a role model, as somebody who many people look up to. What are you going to do today? How are you going to deal with what's happening?
Well, I'll just tell you how my energy progressed yesterday. I was okay about this, in my insides, because I thought, people are just angry, and this is just a sign of the times that people are feeling ineffectual in the world and their lives. And they can do nothing about fixing this world or rainforest or government or anything, And so, and the poor people always get the shaft. I mean, I found that out in India. And so I found my energy, it's difficult because the press, all the TV coverage perpetuates it. The energy and people's fear, and they keep talking about it and making us very clear of how bad it is. And I watched my energy yesterday escalate to where I saw myself, pull my guns out and load them. And I had a dog that cut himself open, and I had to get him sewn up. But I couldn't let him sedate him because I wanted all 4 of my dogs present and accounted for in case somebody came onto my property. I thought, wow, you're getting a little macho here. And then I started thinking, I bet everybody's, coming from, this place, and their energy's moving to this place because of what they're watching on the news.
Mm-hmm.
And,
well, it has to, almost.
sure enough, I checked with neighbors, and they had pulled their guns out, and they were, everybody was aligned, saying if anything comes down, we all pull together. And I thought, wow, if the whole city's getting into this kind of energy, this is getting into dangerous territory. This is getting into, potentially civil war.
Mm-hmm.
And I just had to laugh, because it's amazing to me when we have so much in our lives, and what should be validated is that what we have in our lives is enough. But, from birth, we have our children being beat into our brains that materialism and the pretty people is the way to having your life work. And that kind of place, or that kind of belief system stuffed into our brains is not healthy. It's one of the most the healthiest thing I saw about being in India was these children over there are unfettered. They have nobody pulls the wool over their eyes thinking that they're going to have a bright future. So that they learn from birth that all they have is what they have in their insides as a human being, and their value system, and their families. And it's amazing the joy you can find. But here, I mean, you've got people that don't have anything, and it's stuck in their face all the time that everybody else has stuff, so why can't they?
Mm-hmm.
So it's got to breed a lot of frustration, a lot of pain when people's lives don't work. I mean, this is an opportunity to feel like they're taking something back, as stupid as it is.
Listen, Patrick, we appreciate you going on the air. We know that you had originally another important message to share, and we'd like to do that at another time if we could.
Absolutely, but it all goes together.
You bet.
We've got to pull together as a race. We are one race, which is the human race, and this is not the time for this kind of stuff. We're in difficult times. It's time to work together. I mean, everybody's angry about Rodney King.
Mm-hmm.
This has got me insane.
Mm-hmm.
The white boys get off. That was very stupid. And all white jury. And I mean, if I was a black man, I would be livid. But violence is not the way to fix it.
Well, we're white men, and we're livid too. We're outraged too.
Mm-hmm.
Again, thank you very much for going on there, and we hope to speak to you very soon about the other thing you wanted to talk about. And please come into the studio sometime, okay?
Listen, if you can make it out to the memorial skydive tomorrow at Paris Valley, come on out. Now, is it you that jumps?
Yeah, we have our own thing, our own memorial going on at California City this weekend, so I'll be out there jumping, but...
It's really, really great, because jumpers all over the country are all jumping out of airplanes at the same time on Saturday, and the people that died in the crash, their ashes will be spread to the winds in free fall, which is a really special moment. They just got to try to raise money, for the families that didn't have insurance, just to even bury their dead.
Yeah.
All right, Patrick, again, thank you very much, and best of luck with all.
Okay.